Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And woo, that one just popped right out, so I'll have to do that one. I'm using the Anna K Tarot for this reading. And before I get into this week's reading, I just want to let you know that I'm offering private readings on my website just for a week, kind of the week up until Christmas. I don't normally do private readings anymore, but I decided I had a little bit of extra time this December, so I thought I would offer readings on my site for anyone who's interested. So it's just on for a week, and if you're interested in getting a private reading from me, I'll put the link in a pop-up in this video and also in the description below. Okay, so we're starting off the week with the Ace of Pentacles, and I always love starting off the week with an ace because aces represent new beginnings and fresh starts. And so we've got the Ace of Pentacles, which represents Monday and Tuesday of our upcoming week. And the Pentacles is all about money, finances, and health and home. And I feel like many of us are making a fresh start in terms of finances and money. So I'm seeing two different meanings with this card. When I look at the card, I see her, it looks like she's either discovered a bunch of buried gold while gardening, or she's dug a hole to bury some gold. So she's, putting away money, kind of saving, like planting a seed, sort of. So I feel like the message here for us is to make sure that we save a bit of money. I know that's kind of hard to say in, leading up until Christmas. A lot of us are, spending a lot of money. But this is kind of a reminder to put a little bit of money away for the future, put a bit of money away for yourself. And money that you save, it's kind of like planting a seed, and it can grow, and it's easier to accumulate more wealth if you have a little bit saved. Not to mention that you feel more wealthy when you have, a little nest egg saved up. And the other message I'm getting from this card is that you might actually come across some money or some form of abundance this week, kind of by accident, like, when you're going through your old clothes and you find, a $20 bill in your pocket of a jacket or something. So I feel like, keep an eye out for abundance this week, and notice what areas of your life you are abundant. And it isn't necessarily to do with money. It could be, that you have lots of really close friends, or that you have really good health or something like that. So just kind of being more aware this week of where you're really abundant. Okay, so moving on to the middle of the week, so Wednesday and Thursday, we've got Two of Cups. So we've got a 1 and a 2. So the cups are all about relationships. And actually, I think I got this card last time I used this deck for a reading. So Two of Cups, this is about partnership and coming together with someone. So it could be romantic partnership. So if you're in a relationship, this card can signify really feeling connected to your partner and having, shared common goals and shared values, and feeling like you're really a team and you're, working together, and feeling like, you're better together than you are apart. So feeling like you're really, that things are strengthened and enhanced when you're with this other person. It can also mean partnership in other areas. So it can mean, making a deal with someone, a coworker, like partnering up with someone for a project, or just having sort of a shared vision with someone, whether that's a friend or someone that you work with. So that can feel very good when you make those connections with people who have, common goals and common visions, and understand, what's important to you. Another meaning of this card is more internal. So I just gave you kind of the external explanation of this card, but the internal meaning is that this means that you're going to have an easier time this week connecting with the various aspects of yourself. So we all have, you know, various selves. So, you know, the shadow self, the part that we kind of disown, and then the part that we celebrate, you know, our primary selves, the kind of the people that we, you know, the face that we put on when we go out into the world and interact with people. So we all have different aspects of ourselves. And for me, the Two of Cups signifies being able to understand your other aspects. So being able to partner with, you know, the various aspects of yourself, even the aspects that you may have ignored or disowned in the past. So being able to understand those aspects and kind of integrate them into your life. Okay, so moving on to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got 9 of Rods. Now this guy looks so cranky to me. This is a gloomy card. But the 9 of Rods basically symbolizes feeling kind of on guard. So this weekend you might be feeling like you're maybe like preparing for battle, or you're expecting someone to attack you. And I don't mean like physically attack you, but maybe, you know, you're expecting someone to attack your beliefs or your views. And I feel like this actually relates to just to kind of the holiday season. Like a lot of us are, you know, getting together with families, friends and coworkers, and you know, you might find yourself socializing with people that, you know, otherwise you might not choose to socialize with or spend time with. And I feel like the 9 of Rods just symbolizes that feeling like you have to kind of what's the word? You have to kind of psych yourself up for, you know, going into those social situations. And you might feel a little bit vulnerable or defensive, like, you know, especially if you're, you know, unemployed, or, you know, things in your life aren't going exactly how you want them to. And then, you know, when you're thrust into a situation where everyone's going to be asking, you know, what you do for a living, or, you know, what's new in your life, and you're like, oh God, I don't want to talk about this. So I feel like that's kind of what this card represents, is, you know, feeling like you're a little bit defensive. And I think it will help to read this card in context of the other cards. So I'm just going to zoom out and look at these cards together. And I feel that the Two of Cups is like this unifying force. It's right in the center of the week. And I feel like it's a unifying force. I'm also noticing the curtain, and the curtain seems to be hiding something. They're hiding their sort of lower halves. Now, and when I was talking about the different selves, you know, we have there is sort of that lower self, which is our kind of basic instincts of, you know, survival, sort of not primary, what's the word, not prehistoric, but sort of savage, or, you know, our animal nature. And I feel like when I talked about the Two of Cups being about, you know, being able to embrace all aspects of ourselves, I feel like this also means embracing and understanding our sort of animal, basic nature self, the parts of ourself that are really basic. And then again, when I was talking about the 9 of Rods representing, you know, feeling defensive, I think the more that we can accept the different parts of ourselves, the less we're going to feel defensive, and the more we're going to be able to totally relax by the end of the week and just enjoy whatever social events we're going to over the holiday season without feeling like we have to be on guard and be kind of defensive. So it looks like a very, it looks like an exciting week, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles and then the Two of Cups. You know, there's a lot of connections there, seeing eye to eye with people, understanding other people's point of view, and understanding ourselves better. That's kind of the main theme of this week, I think, is understanding and accepting ourselves better. So I want to wish you a wonderful week, and my name is Kate. You can find out more about tarot reading on my website, dailytarotgirl.com. And of course, if you have any observations about these cards that you want to mention, please feel free to add them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week.